As the full moon cast an eerie glow over the quiet suburban neighborhood, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Halloween had always been my favorite holiday, a time for costumes, candy, and spooky fun. But this year, it was different. This year, I had a stalker. It all started a few weeks ago. Strange notes began appearing in my mailbox, always signed with a cryptic X. The messages were unsettling, mentioning intimate details of my life that no one should know. At first, I thought it was a prank, some twisted Halloween joke. But as the notes became more personal and sinister, I began to fear for my safety. I confided in my best friend, Sarah, who was equally unnerved. We decided to keep a close eye on each other during Halloween night, thinking that our stalker might finally reveal themselves. We donned costumes to blend in with the crowd, hoping to unmask the person behind the X. As the sun set and the trick-or-treaters filled the streets, our anxiety grew. The chilling wind rustled the leaves, setting an ominous backdrop to the night's events. My heart raced beneath my costume as I watched the children parade by with their laughter and innocence. I couldn't help but feel like I was being watched. Sarah and I stuck together as we went from house to house, gathering candy and sharing nervous glances. The evening wore on, and still, no sign of the stalker. The relief was short-lived. When we returned to my house, I found another note, this time inside my own home. "Too close," it read, followed by more personal details. Panic set in. How had the stalker entered my house without us noticing? We searched every room, but found no one. The fear grew stronger, like a suffocating fog. With trembling hands, I called the police. An officer arrived, and we explained the situation. He assured us they would keep an eye on the neighborhood and advised us to stay vigilant. He left us with a feeling of helplessness, the fear intensifying as we faced the uncertainty of our situation. The night wore on, and the streets grew darker. I watched the shadows, convinced that our stalker was lurking nearby. Sarah and I retreated inside, locking every door and window. We decided to stay up, hoping to catch the stalker in the act. As the clock neared midnight, the house felt like a fortress, our costumes now serving as a shield against the unknown. A creak echoed from the hallway, and our hearts stopped. We knew we were not alone. Sarah and I held our breath, peering into the darkness. A figure emerged from the shadows, draped in a hooded cloak. The pale, ghastly face beneath the hood sent shivers down my spine. The stalker was real, standing in my home, leering at us. In a trembling voice, I asked, "Who are you? What do you want?" The stalker didn't respond. Instead, they advanced slowly, a glint of a knife visible in the dim light. Panic consumed us, and we fled to the back door. The stalker pursued, their steps relentless. As we burst into the backyard, we heard the chilling sound of a child's laughter echoing from the darkness. We couldn't run forever, and the realization hit us that we were playing a deadly game of hide and seek. We knew we had to fight back. Grabbing a nearby garden tool, I turned to face the stalker, my heart pounding. "Stay away from us," I screamed, but the stalker's face remained expressionless. They raised the knife, ready to strike. In a desperate move, Sarah lunged forward, knocking the stalker to the ground. As the knife clattered away, we sprinted back into the house, locking the door behind us. The night seemed to stretch on forever as we waited for the police to arrive. The stalker remained outside, pounding on the windows and howling in frustration. The police finally arrived, and after a tense standoff, they apprehended the stalker, revealing a face we did not recognize. It turned out the stalker was a disturbed individual who had fixated on us for reasons we couldn't fathom. The notes, the break-in, the night of terror, it was all the work of one deeply troubled person. Halloween, once a celebration of fear and imagination, had become a horrifying ordeal we would never forget. Our sense of safety had been shattered, and the scars of that night would haunt us forever. As the police led the stalker away, I couldn't help but wonder if the true horror of that Halloween was not the costumes and tricks, but the realization that true evil could be lurking in the most unexpected places.